So, 4 years ago, I was doing an exercise program called Insanity with Shaun T. He's the man. Anyways, I was doing some jumping squats, and when I was in the process of that, I tweaked my back, and it became really hard to walk for the next month or two, the next 2 months. And after that, it was just things that I used to be able to do with ease, like lifting little things, they became a lot harder. So I decided to wait, about 3 months, 2 or 3 months or so, until I did anything, I don't know, any kind of physical activity. And so when I stopped hurting a lot of the time, and I could walk normal again without hurting, I decided I'd go surfing. And lo and behold, the next couple of days, I would be hurting again, and we'd start from square one. I wasn't really sure what was happening or what was going with me or what was wrong with me. Anyways, I went through this kind of process of waiting till I felt better and trying to get back into normal activities and spiraling back down to ground zero again and being in a lot of pain all the time, and just standing or sitting just was not good. And this cycle lasted for about a year. As I went to doctors, a lot of them just told me that there was nothing else they could do, that I just have to live with it, and that was a little bit frustrating. But as I continued going forward, and I was determined, I wanted to do things again. I wanted to be able to play basketball or go surfing. I mean, I was 22 at the time. I was like, there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to do this. So I eventually found a physical therapist who really helped me out, and I was able to get back to normal again, a lot better place than before. So I had these issues for a year and a half or two, and then I was good for another year and a half. So the process had been going for about 3 years when this happened. And it was actually last October, and I was lifting some weights, and I herniated 2 of my intervertebral discs in my lumbar spine, if you know what that means. Just know I have some back problems if you don't know what that means. That I shouldn't have for my age. Anyways, I became completely immobile. I could not sit. I could not lay down. I could not stand without feeling excruciating pain 24/7. And as I went to more doctors to try to get help, nothing was seeming to work. All the injections and therapies they were putting me through did absolutely nothing. I had to lay down in all my classes, just in the middle of the class right there, and on the side of the lecture halls, just to be able to be there. It was not a fun time. And it lasted for a while. Lasted for 4 months. I couldn't sit in any of my classes. Actually, 5 months that I couldn't sit in class. And as I continued to search for any kind of treatment, as surgery was the only option for me, I decided to look up new procedures, hopefully praying that something could help me out. And I was able to find some procedures that had really helped me out. And now I can sit. I'm sitting here now, 2 months out from my first procedure that I just found. But I'm still going through it, and I'm still healing. To make a short story long, I went through a few times, through a few periods during these times where I'd look around and see people just walking while I was at school and just think, wow, they don't know how lucky they have it. They can move their leg in front of them and not feel pain. Or see people sitting in class, studying, and being able to focus. And think, wow, these guys are lucky. They got it made. They can actually focus on things. They don't just focus on, wow, this just really hurts. And I thought to myself, wow, well, why is this happening to me? Why would God put me through this thing? What's the purpose of this? Because all I feel is pain, and nothing's really happening. As I continued going and feeling this way, I decided that really there were only two ways I could look at it. I could say, okay, I can continue to be mad at or be angry with my situation, or play the hand that had been given and deal with the situation that I had and try to make the best of it. So from then on, I decided that would be my new attitude. And as I've done so, and as I've continued to research and to learn more about my injury that has a hard time healing by itself, and learning new procedures and learning all these different things, I have found that I continually run into people with back problems. They just come up out of nowhere all the time. And as I talk to them, as I learn about what they're going through, I'm able to relate with them in a new way that I know that no one else can unless you've been through that. And being able to do that, and then being able to share what had helped me, being able to share the resources that I had gained and learned from, it's been one of the most rewarding things ever. And it's given me purpose to this injury, this hard time, difficult time in my life. And I feel that God has a plan for us that doesn't really make sense. That a lot of times He allows bad things to happen to us, even though we're not doing anything bad or seem to deserve it. But that He trusts us enough that if we're willing to trust Him, that we can turn that bad experience into something good, into a service for someone else. As for me, I went through it completely alone, without anyone else really knowing what was going on or had experienced it. A lot of the doctors I was talking to, unfortunately, they weren't aware of any of the new procedures that I had been researching or looking at, the procedures that have helped me to recover. And so it's taken a lot of faith and a lot of diligence. But I know I've been led to these different people and medical professionals that have helped me to get the help that I've needed. And because I've been led to them, I've been able to be a support and a guide to other people who are going through similar things. And to me, this has helped me to really understand who Jesus Christ is. It's helped me to understand what His purpose is in my life. Because when He was on the earth, He went through everything. He suffered everything. that we've suffered, or all the bad things that we'd go through, so that we wouldn't have to go through it alone, so that he could help us along the way. I've been able to feel that, and it's been wonderful to have him there. But it is another level of, I guess, of humility when you're able to do that for someone else. When you're able to do what Christ does for us, at least to a smaller extent, at least to some kind of extent. You get to see and feel how much he loves us as you reach and feel and empathize for those people that go through these difficult times. It's an experience that I don't want to go through again, but it's one that I am so grateful that I have had and am still going through, because I know that it will be not just a blessing to other people, but to me, because I get to know my Savior a little bit more.